Hi, welcome to Endeavour Games and the Endeavour Log. Today I'm going to be showing you how I've programmed the sound in my silly 2D platformer Universal Remote Man, and primarily how I've programmed the dialogue. This video isn't a tutorial, and I don't want to claim that it is because I'm still learning and working this stuff out as I go along. However, I do think that this could be valuable to some people trying to work out how to code dialogue in their game. Now that I have it set up in my own game, I'm finding it fairly easy to work with. Jump. I'm going to demonstrate how I've made the character's speech contextual and relevant to what is happening on the screen. Before we get into it though, please hit the thumbs up to help this video out and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Okay, let's take a look. So on the player object, I'll show you the components here. We have a script called PlayerSound Manager, and this just takes the two different audio sources, one which handles player dialogue, and one that handles other sound effects. Here are public variables that are read by other scripts. These show what the current chat is, what the last chat is, and the priority of the current chat. So you can see it is capturing that last played chat here, which is important. Let's turn this fan off. Boop. Power you down, fan. See, powered you down, fan. So that's the main component for the player sound, but then we've got these two components, player chat sounds and player sound effects. Both of these components are where the sound clips are added and stored. So here you can see in the player chat sound script, there are a bunch of serialized arrays. Each array is like its own event category. So I can simply drag new sound clips in here into the appropriate array and populate the arrays with as many sounds as I want for each event. So these here are all the dialogue options for jump. Jump up here. And these are all the options of what the character can say when he jumps. And there's a lot of options there because he jumps a lot. So now if we jump into the player chat sound script, you'll see we have a bunch of priorities here. The priorities, the integers, they are used to decide whether a piece of dialogue interrupts the previous piece of dialogue, which is why I'm storing that last played chat variable and the last played chat priority variable. Because I want to check when we want to, for instance, play the jump sound, we want to check what is the previous sound. If it is a dash sound, we're not going to interrupt that, but if it is a walking sound, we will interrupt that with the jump sound. So a higher priority will interrupt a lower priority. So how does this all work? We have all these public methods. Usually these are called from an animation, which I'll show you now. For instance, in this walk animation, right at the start, we have an animation event that calls SFX walk. And just a little bit further on, I'm actually gonna just move that back. Chat walk. And that chat walk is this method here, one of the public methods we were looking at before. So that's how most of these methods are being called. Now, all of these public methods are used to call a single method in the sound manager called playChatClip. This method takes two arguments, an audio clip to play and a priority integer. But we don't want to just pass in any audio clip to play. We want the clip to be randomly selected from the appropriate array. So in this case, we're talking about chat walk. So we want to pass in one of the sounds from the walk clips array, but we also want it to be random. So to select this clip, we are using a static method from a sound tools script I created called random clip from array. This method takes two arguments, an audio clip array and the last clip played variable. And this returns a random clip from the array that is not equal to that last played clip. Cool. So let's take a look at the playChatClip method. So here, as we know, this method is receiving an audio clip to play and a priority integer. This method doesn't actually play the sounds, but it sets this current chat variable. First, it checks if the new clip's priority is higher than the current chat priority. If it isn't higher, then we return and the sound isn't played. However, if it is higher, then we stop the audio source and then we set the current chat clip to the new clip that we're passing in. And then in update, every frame we are calling this chat sounds method, which plays the current chat using play one shot. It then stores the current chat as last played chat, and then sets current chat back to null so that we don't play the clip more than once. So the reason I like this system is it is very easy for me to add more sounds into the mix for any of these categories. The array can be any size and it will just be picking from that pool of clips. So now what I'm going to do is show you a slightly more complicated situation here. Here I have these power plugs. The power plugs can power different objects so long as the object has a script on it called needs power. So you can see this washing machine here has one of these needs power components. So the power plug, it has a serialized array of objects that this particular power plug gives power to. So right now, this power plug is only powering these live wires here. As you can see, it's just powering those wires. The washing machine is idle, but all I need to do is drag the washing machine from the hierarchy into the plug's array here, and suddenly the washing machine is also powered. We are turning this off. And I can turn the plug switch off and on, and it now affects both of the objects that are in that array. But what we're going to talk about is the sound in this scenario specifically, because this video is all about sound. So whenever the character switches a plug on or off, he has a piece of dialogue that he says. We are turning this off. And I'm going to show you how I've made that dialogue dynamic and relevant to what is being powered. So here's how this is done. Here you'll see a script component called object switch chat trigger. That's a bit of a mouthful, I know, but you'll see that this component also takes in a bunch of audio clip arrays, much like the scripts we were looking at earlier. There are on and off sounds for various categories. So we've got generic on, generic off, desk fan on, desk fan off, live wire on, live wire off, washing machine on, washing machine off. So far, these are the only categories that I've needed, but if I create more electronic prefabs and characters, I might need to add some new arrays in there. Now I'm going to show you how this script dynamically changes which pool of sounds, or which array, it is drawing from to pick the clip to play. So here we've got two main events, on switched on and on switched off. Both of these are called when the player switches the plug on or off, like we were doing before. You'll see here in on switched on, we are checking if there is a live wire attached, or a washing machine attached, or a desk fan attached. These are all the things that could be powered by this plug. But how do we know what is attached? Basically, in the start function, there is a method called that searches for scripts that are unique to those objects and works out what is attached to this plug, and therefore what sound arrays to include. And then we go through these conditions. But now, because there is potential for more than one object to be powered by the plug, I want to be randomly selecting sounds from more than one of the pools of sounds. To do this, I need to create an array of arrays.
Simple enough. No idea is simple when you need to plant it in somebody else's mind.
So which arrays are included in this new array of arrays depends on what objects are plugged into the plug, which is indicated by these balls. For example, if we are playing live wire sounds but not playing washing machine sounds, then there are just two arrays I want to draw from. So the new array will include live wire and generic. So I'm making a new array from those arrays, passing that into another static method I have made called random array from arrays, which selects, like the name says, a random array to pass into this choose sounds function. I feel like I've said arrays so many times and like I'm going round and round in circles. So here, as another example, all bools are true. We've got live wire sounds and washing machine sounds both on. So this new array will include live wire on, washing machine on, and generic on. Now, when we choose sounds, we are choosing a random clip from a random array from the appropriate arrays. I really hope someone watches this video and takes a sip every time I say array. But all I have to do is assign the powered objects in the inspector and the appropriate sounds will be played. So let's see how this works in practice. So you can see on the power plug, we've only got one object to power, the live wires. So it's only going to select sounds relevant to that object or from the generic array. Generic is always included, so we'll always be getting sounds from either the generic sounds or the live wire sounds. Let's have a listen.
Okay, I'm turning this off because it's not safe.
So these should all be relevant chat clips.
Power you up. Okay, we are turning this off because of about 100 watts. Oh, power down. Ooh, buzzes, buzz, buzz. Okay, wires, you're sparking up the wrong tree. About 100 watts.
Cool, and just to show a different object, I'll run over here and turn this fan off, which has the same script.
Ooh, not so windy now. It's getting chilly in here. Ooh, it's feeling a little chilly.
And now going back to the plug. What I'm going to do now is instead of the live wire, we're going to power the washing machine. So now it is choosing between the generic sounds and the washing machine sounds.
And beep, it comes to life. Take that, washing machine.
So this is all just full of sock and laundry puns now.
Looks like the sock market is crashing.
I do apologize for that.
Welcome back, Socktopus. Time for you to throw in the towel.
Cool. And now I'll show you what happens when we drag in an additional object to power. So now we have both the live wire and the washing machine plugged in. So now we will be picking from the generic array, the live wire array, and the washing machine array. Shot, shot, shot.
Wine is for girls.
I am a girl.
and picking random sounds from those.
We're gonna turn you on.
So now we're getting a combination of laundry puns and electricity puns.
Bzzz, turn that on. A beep. Time for you to throw in the towel.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah. Get the physical one.
And there you have it. That is the essence of how the dialogue sound is working in my game right now. The sound effects are handled in a very similar way, but I won't go into that as this has already been a very, very long video. Thank you, by the way, for sticking through to the end. I hope it's been interesting. I'm not sure if this is the best way to design it, but I do hope it has shed light on one way that you could be handling dialogue sounds in your games. If you did find it valuable in any way, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up to show your support, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.